entrepreneurs from around the world. It is amazing to see you again for the first time in 2022. We are so excited to be here, guys. You are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation show for entrepreneurs, where we give you real answers to your real burning questions. I am Nastine.
And that would make me Peter.
And we are the co-founders of Explore Protect Entrepreneurial Haven. We are here with you today with entrepreneurs from around the world, the best, the most awesomest, the most ambitious, the most experienced. So there is no question that you can ask them that they can't answer for you. So we're ready to put them on the spot for you. Okay, so if you're joining us, it's so nice to have you here. Please participate in the chat. Don't be shy. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. What do you want to learn about? How are you setting up for success in 2022? Because that is what today is all about.
And if you are a naysayer and you think that 2022 is going to be a bad year based on past predictions, well, I've got news for you. You're wrong. We can make 2022 absolutely brilliant. So let's see what we can do about this.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Also remember, our beautiful panel members have their LinkedIn links linked in the description below. So if at any point in time you feel like connecting with them, we would highly recommend it. They are the best in the business and they would love to hear from you. Go and click on those LinkedIn links and definitely send them a connection. Okay, cool. So on that note, let's get this party started. So guys, today's question is from Lana in Italy. And Lana literally asked us, how do you set up for success as an entrepreneur in 2022? So if you have something to say about this, panel members, I need to see your heart up on the screen. And me and Peter will cue you from there so you get to give Lana all your valuable insight. Okay, and we didn't even have to wait long. The wolf wants to go up first. Wolf, please tackle the burning question of the day. How do you set up for success as an entrepreneur in 2022?
Ciao Lana, non c'è un problema perché noi siamo italiani e se ci siamo italiani possiamo dire e fare tutto. Allora, l'anno prossimo è proprio un anno migliore. Ma adesso io cambio da inglese, se non ti preoccupa. And then? So everything I said was Italian, so no one speaks it out to you? No problem, because I'm half Italian and intention setting is a really important thing, also for the Italians. And there's a great Italian guy, is called Mark Aurel, and he is a Stoic. He's a really interesting guy. He lived about 2,000 years ago. And when he prepared for succession, or not for his intentions, whatever, like for the year, he always said, prepare for the best. Prepare for, imagine yourself like how it goes perfect. And see yourself celebrating in the end. Then sit down and reimagine the worst. What can really go wrong? Because he said in all his settings, he likes to be prepared. He never wanted to be surprised, because in the moment something bad happened, he wanted to be ready. So I knew this could have happened. So he could really jump off his horse, which was basically dead, jump on the other one and continue riding. So it's not this super optimistic and super pessimistic, it's doing both, because reality will happen somewhere there or even better. This was Wolfgang, the Italian from Germany.
Well, that's just showing off. Come on. Okay, guys, panel members, the requirement is you need to answer in Italian. Good luck. Bye. I'm joking. No, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Wolf. And I think it's a very, very valuable point that you make. Plan for the best and then kind of just marry the process. So it's really, really awesome. Let's hear next up from Marlon. Are you going to answer in Italian?
Grazie mille. That's about as much as
Marlon.
Italian as I got.
You're
But-
man. You're man.
But I love everything Italian. Italy is, if there was a place that I would be other than here, it would be in Italy. I love everything to do with Italy. So yeah, great question, and also such a big one. And I think, Wolf alluded to it, and I think a big part of it's got to be about vision. So, what is it that you really, really want? Like really want? And then why do you want that? Diving a bit deep into what you want and why you want it can really be a really important component to success. Because as Wolf said, there's going to be the bad things that happen. In entrepreneurship, there's always these things that you just do not account for. So if you know what you want and you know why you want it, and then you can start to set up those beautiful things like metrics and ideas of how you can get there, all the money you could earn, the people you can connect with, and all those other things, then, when it doesn't work and when things go awry, then, you'll know why you're doing it. And you can get really stuck into it. So I'd say get really clear on your vision. Know what you want. So that's Marlon August, and I'm a marketing consultant at Story Advantage.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Marlon. And for the little bit of Italian, that's beautiful. Okay, next up, let's move to Canada. I don't know. Alan, are we in Canada or Cairo today?
We are on the North African continent. We are in Cairo today. Yes.
Brilliant. Let's move to Cairo. Alan,
Yes.
what is your take on how to set up for success in 2022 as an entrepreneur?
Well, a couple of things, and certainly comes from hard experience, which is always a very good teacher, because you only do that once. Don't be focused. Like same thing that Marlon said, and Wolf alluded to that as well. You need to be focused on a narrow band of what you're doing. Coming at a business from too broad a scope will have you unfocused, and you're going to try and be everything, all things to everybody, and you'll wind up being nothing to anybody. So be really focused. And go seek out the naysayers. Seek out people that typically like to play the devil's advocate, and really test your idea, test your processes. Really put some effort in on the front end, because if you don't get that done, or you think that, I'll develop that on my way. Well, if it takes off, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to be overwhelmed, and two, your clients are going to be sadly disappointed. And we don't want that, right? So as Wolf says, plan for success. So plan to have 500,000 clients at the end of 2022. And at the same time, plan to have 10, right? And this is the world I live in the safety industry. I run a couple of safety companies, and way in my background is some rescue stuff, and that's always where we're at, right? We're called to go fix a problem and be ready for other problems as you're fixing the first one, because that's what goes on. So yeah, Al McDonald, Industrial Employee Safety, Cairo and Calgary, covering 2 continents at least.
Thank you so much, Alan. And that's, again, so valuable, guys. Like, I know you've probably heard it like 1,000 times, like this thing about focus, but I have to tell you, last year, January, that is exactly what our business coach told us.
Yeah.
And actually, we had two. And they both told us, I still remember, because I was like, last year, January, I didn't know if we were coming or going, to be honest. Like,
I think we were going.
we were upside down, inside out. We didn't know where the hell the money was going to come from. We're like, we're entrepreneurs. We need to be making the money, you know. But you're like, everything's happening all at once and it's just chaos. But what they told us was to look at our revenue streams. So just like the awesome people on the screen had told us now, like, look at where is the revenue coming from? And then what actions is driving that revenue? If you can focus on just those actions, even if you do just that, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen if you don't do everything else? You'll make more money probably because you're focusing on what drives the actual revenue. So focus is, but find the right things to actually focus on. So you need to be able to say, if I am doing this, it's gonna have this result in revenue at the end of the month. Or if I am doing this, it's gonna have this result towards getting me towards the actual success at the end of this year, which I want to be at. So very, very valuable stuff we're getting today, guys. Okay, now let's move to the real Canada. Mr. Tate, you've been in this game like longer than the most of us. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say to Lana. I also can't wait to hear if you're going to answer her in Italian.
Not this Lana.
I tried all of my Italian in the chat and I spelled it all wrong. So that it goes to show you the only Italian I know are actually people and individuals, and they're all very, very nice folks. So I'm just going to love them and continue on in English. But one of the things that I think is really important, if you're looking to drive the bus, so to speak, you need to have that roadmap. You need to know where you're going. So you got to start with the goals. And are these 10-year goals, 20-year goals, 50-year goals? Whatever they are, then step back and see what you need to do today, this week, this month, this quarter, and make sure you set up your quarterly plans concisely. We all wake up, especially today, Monday, and in Calgary, it's just sunrise here. So I've got this lovely sort of mauve tinge to the snow. And Alan knows what I mean by that, but other people who may not have seen it don't know what I'm talking about. But we all know what's going to kill us this week. And if we can get away from thinking about what's going to kill us and thinking about how we survive and make our plan, deal with the week, solve those issues, but it's all a part of that sort of roadmap that you need to have. And to build that roadmap, I would say there's sort of 3 or 4 things that you need, and Alan has touched on to a lot of it, and so has Wolfgang, is that you need to go out and get mentorship. Find someone who doesn't have any skin in your game, but is going to give you good advice. You may have to pay them, you may have to bribe them, but you're going to get good response from them. Then in your own particular field, try and get a collaborator. That's someone who's got a parallel service or a parallel product, and you can add with them. They've already developed some of the market. They would love to say, hey, I'm doing so well with my customers, which they are, and I've got this additional piece that I can give you, and it keeps those customers satisfied, turns those people into clients, whether they're paying clients or not. They're clients. That's a business relationship. It implies that there's further growth that's going on. So the collaboration part is really important. And then, as Alan said, and Wolfgang and everybody's mentioned, find like-minded people, such as Explore ProTech, who are there doing similar things, but also look and try to find those who have a focus in an alternate fashion, perhaps that you'd call them naysayers, and bounce ideas off of them. Use all of these people as unknowing mentors. And I'm going to use that. I always love that term, mentorship. I think it really helps you go. And every mentor has always told me, and I see Alan and Marlon all are saying this, is focus. and that's focus on the revenue streams, focus on the things that are going to keep you going. And so that's really what I have to say. And Wolfgang, can you translate that into Italian for me?
Ma certo, non c'è problema. Ma Lana, tu stai proprio qua. Allora, tu devi parlare italiano adesso con noi, no?
Thank you,
Awesome,
Wolf.
thanks.
Thank you, Ted.
Something that I really like that Ted actually touched on was surrounding yourself with people. Because I think that my advice for 2022 is surround yourself with people. People are more valuable than money. Somebody can give you $1 million for you to put into your business. $1 million is not worth 1 million people. 1 million people is worth way much more. When you surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are in similar industries, in the same industry, in a supporting industry, people that can advise you, people that have been there before you, somebody that's been through your issues, somebody that's been through your problems, somebody that's conquered the problems that you're currently experiencing. Those are the people that you want around you. So, and meeting people is not difficult. And reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee, let's have a chat, it's not difficult. So surrounding yourself with people is probably the easiest way of actually figuring out where you want to go, how you want to get there, and how people can be involved in your journey and how you can be involved in theirs. Surround yourself with people like this.
Speaking of people, we have so many family members dropping by. I'm so happy. Thank you guys for showing up for this awesome coffee chat. I'm just like so excited to be here, and we're getting such valuable advice out there to entrepreneurs, you know.
Let's just rephrase the question because some people come in just a little bit later.
Okay, guys, so you have to answer this in Italian. I'm joking, but that's what Wolf did. So I think he already wins. Just give up now. I'm joking. So we have Lana from Italy that asked us, where she was?
How to set up for success in 2022.
Yeah, she wants to know, she's an entrepreneur. What do you do to be successful as an entrepreneur in 2022? So far we've got from the awesome people, focus, and work on your revenue streams, surround yourself with the right people, find collaborators, get a mentor. So
Important.
we're looking to hear from you guys. What else can Lana do to set up for success in 2022 as an entrepreneur? And yeah, this is just an awesome coffee shop. I just have to say this, like, I remember January's about like 3, 4, 5 years ago for me as an entrepreneur. I was still an entrepreneur. I was working really hard. I had a good business model, but I used to feel, and I was always like a very positive person, and I think kind of like a strong inner person. Like Janine, I love my positive affirmations, and I had those things in place, but I used to feel so alone in January's, because being an entrepreneur, it's like you have the whole world on your shoulders, and you're like, I need to set up for success, and I need to make it happen this year, and I have to make this much money, and I need to look after my husband, and I need to make sure there's money for this and money for that, and this has to be a good year. But it was only me, and I could only speak to myself about all of those things going on. And this year, I have the same amount of weight on my shoulders, but I have so many people that can help me carry the weight and that I can at least speak to, like we're doing now. Like, what are you doing to set up for success? Like, what's your tips on this? Like, how are you now? Like, are you still surviving? Are you still half sane? Like, I'm struggling, and it's so valuable. So thank you so much, guys. I really know that we're making such a difference in entrepreneurs' lives right now. And so again, want to invite you guys that's on the live chat on YouTube. Reach out and connect with us and chat with us and really use this space, because this is a space that I didn't have, but that I would have killed for a couple of years ago. Okay, so that said, let's move on and let's go to South Africa for a bit. Natalie, what is your advice to Lana? So how do we set up to be successful as entrepreneurs in 2022?
Hello, tribe, audience, and Lana. Okay, so I reckon there are two main things. First thing is reduce it to writing. Sit down, create a pie chart, split your life across that, your business, and just brainstorm. Just write everything you can think of that you want to achieve, and then sit down and find the top 3 in each section. That's step 1. Step 2, find people that match your passion. It's got to be people that have that vibe that you have that can push you where you want to go. And with those 2 and explore ProTech, watch 2022, people.
Love that, Natalie. Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing. Okay, next hear from another South African person that's new and also very dear to our hearts. Lana from South Africa. Do you want to speak to Lana from Italy? You just have to unmute yourself.
Hello, sorry, I had a bit of a moment here. Yeah, from Lana Sinclair, South Africa, to Lana in Italy. You know, I've been missing this group like mad. Every time you cancel a chat, I was in a little bit of a despair because I sat ready by the 3rd of January to start with my first coffee chat. So I'm in the lonely zone now. So I'm so happy to see everybody. I can't explain to you. Secondly, I've had a lot of time to think what is going to be different this year and how can we try and make up for what we've been through in the last 2 years. And I think I have been at this moment where I just realized I want to look around in this group and I want to identify another company that I can add revenue to. And that's what Peter said. People are the most important valuable asset. It's not money. And I think if I want to make a difference, I want to find another company and say, you know what? You have loads of people. I have loads of people. Let's bring them together, get some numbers going, get some services offering from companies that you never had before. The reason why I also say that is it's not the time now to just bog down and go for the plan that you had 2 years ago. I think now is the time to make a statement. Do something new, offer something new. Tell everybody in your company and everybody in the world, listen, I'm here, I'm back, and this is what I've got on the cards to go. I think creating that excitement is something that's very important. The last 2 years has been super depressing. So I think throwing something out, telling people I'm here and I'm ready and this is my plan, that is something that gives me a lot of energy for the year.
Love that, Lana. Thank you so much for that contribution. I'm sure Lana in Italy is getting so much motivation and inspiration and ideas from this chat. And yeah, we'll definitely talk because Lana is looking for collaborators, people. And
watch out, Will. Lana's coming for you.
Okay, on that note, let's move to Janine, our amazing virtual sales office owner. Janine, what is your advice for Lana?
Hi everyone, it's so amazing to be here. I'm as excited as Lana from South Africa to just have a coffee with all of you on this room. So I'm Lana from Italy. My advice to you would be is to leave your comfort zone. You cannot grow if you stay at the same space that's feeling safe. I'm not saying now go jump over a cliff and hope for the best, but if you do that, find the tribe and the right people that ignites the fire within you. And as I always say, surround yourself with people that keep that fire going, because that is very, very powerful. Don't stay with people that discourage you. Walk away. Love them and go back to them later, but stay focused on your own journey. Don't be selfish, but collaborate and stay focused and leave your comfort zone. It is the best feeling ever. I am Janine from Jelani Sales, your virtual sales office.
Love it, Janine! Amazing! And guys, Janine is not only talking that talk, she's totally walking it, because I think, Janine, since we met you about 6 months ago, you started about 3 different projects in Explore Protec. So well done! It definitely works. If you guys want to see more of her, her show is just about to get sponsored on
Well, let's see.
the
Let's
Expo
see.
show.
Let's see.
Which is absolutely incredible. And I mean, like, when we met you, you weren't doing all of that. And now she has, like, a network that she's owning. And she has a YouTube show. And it's just amazing. Thank you, Janine. Okay, next up, we want to hear from someone very, very...
Well, let's just say this. Just because this person is speaking last does not mean that they are the least. This person has been, I would say... a crucial part of what we are today.
So basically when we started with our network, we were like, do you want to join our community? We're absolutely fantastic. We have the best people in the world. Let me introduce you to our only member, Stephen Levy. And that's how we built this network. Stephen was also the person that made sure that we actually survived. So we can be here for you today. So Stephen, wow, what do you have to say to Lana?
Well, first to you. And Peter, thank you for having me on your journey with you, because actually you guys persevered through it, done all the work. It's easy for me to sit on the outside and look in. So you took the risk, you've done everything, and hats off to you. So a big salute to you both. And to everybody, and it's awesome to see all the faces again in the new year. To Lana, I'm going to say the only thing I know in Italian, it's not what I had for the new year, but actually thinking about it, I'm going to say 1994, old Italian guy, or old gentleman who was Italian, I met in Bergamo in Italy. He said to me, young man, he said, niente tutto el mondo è impossibile. Nothing in the world is impossible. So I would say, Lana, take that into 2022. I'm going to. I just thought of it now when you said we had to say something in Italian. And that's the only thing I can say. The other thing I'm going to say to you is have clarity of direction, set small goals in terms of getting there, because the entrepreneur life is a journey. It's not an overnight event. So take them one small goal at a time. Just make sure those goals are heading in the direction, or taking you in the direction that you want to. And then something that came to me, well, very clearly to me last week, which I'm going to take into 2022, and you can as well, is I actually made a list of what I'm going to stop doing in order to achieve my goals. So I know what I want to do, but my list of what I'm going to stop doing is longer than what I want to do. So, yeah, that's, and trust yourself. I think Lana Sinclair said that, and Janine. Believe in yourself and just go for it. The worst is you'll end up back where you are right now. So, there you are. And thank you to everybody. And wish you all a happy and an amazing 2022 with this incredible tribe. You can't go wrong.
Oh, I absolutely love that. You know, something that really inspires me, especially when somebody says setting goals, and they mention their 1 year plan, their 3 year plan, their 5 year plan. Now, we've got a few people in our network that before joining the network, they had their plans. They had their 3 year plan, they had their 5 year plan. But what you need to understand is that when you surround yourself with the right people, you decrease the amount of time that you need to achieve your plan. So surrounding yourself with the correct people, if you are in a space where you're like, I am relying on myself and only myself to achieve X, Y, and Z by a certain time. If you want to stay in that space and only rely on yourself, it's going to take you that amount of time. If you surround yourself with the correct people, and you make yourself available to them as they make themselves available to you, you can cut that time in half, in quarters. It really depends on the relationships that you build with the right people. And it's all about being strategic. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I need. These are the people I need to build with. If you can follow that process and put yourself in the right space and speak to the right people, they will take your 3-year plan and they will obliterate it. It doesn't take 3 years to achieve a 3-year plan. It can be done in 3 months. It depends on the people that you surround yourself with. Now, I can say it because it's easy to say, but there are people in this network that have experienced building relationships with the right people, and I don't need to say it because they have experienced it. They've met the right people, they've stepped into the right joint ventures, they've stepped into the right projects, their own personal business has grown, they've grown as people and as individuals, and 3-year plan means nothing. It means nothing. Meet the right people.
Love that. And align your goals. Because if you're working towards one thing and another person is working towards that same thing, but you're working towards it for different reasons, it still works. You're still working towards it together. So coming up with projects where you can actually really align your goals with as many other people as you can possibly slot into that strategy is one of the best ways to actually grow. I mean, it's one of the ways that one of our tribe members has actually been able to achieve.
Which one?
Renee.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Mr. Bracer! I'm sorry. But that's what Stephen did with Renee. And literally, he hasn't dropped in salary since he resigned from his job and started in entrepreneurship, which I have personally never ever seen it done before. I haven't been able to do it, and I work really hard. But he was able to do it because he teamed up and listened to the right people. So just quickly, before we move on with this conversation, I just know that when we're thinking about setting up for success in 2022, I think this is also maybe something that Lana is wondering about, and we have Mr. Super Sales on the actual call. Marlon, building out your sales department is a crucial part of setting up for success. I think at any point in time. So is there anything from a marketing and sales perspective that you can give us a heads up on, what's going to be big in 2022, or if we're still at that first hurdle and we're building out marketing and sales, what should we be doing right now to set up for success in 2022?
Great question.
Not to put you on the spot, right?
Not that we ever really put you on the spot. But
No, never.
I'm pretty sure I remember Marlon coming to us with a 3-year plan. I seem to remember this. He wanted to achieve something in a particular amount of time, and I think ever since has refrained from telling us what his goals are because we tend to make them happen quicker than what he's prepared for.
Well, the interesting thing is, so yes, that happens, but this is also why vision is important, because if you know what you really want and you set this bar that's pretty high, you don't know really how you're going to get there, right? And you can assume that it's going to take you X amount of years to get there. But the whole thing that you set this vision and you start working towards it, you might meet people like yourselves who are you don't have to wait another 3 years to do that. Let's do that right now. And voila, you get there, right? So that's on that point. That's why knowing where you're going is really important. But just to roll back on the question that Nestine had, I think what's going to be really big, and it's always been really big, is how do you eat an elephant? It's one small bite at a time. Really, when it comes down to it, it's just get that one small viable thing. If you're going to start with new products, new services this year, or new markets, go to what's the smallest viable thing that I can do. I mean, my wife and I, we're actually going to start something new, and our whole goal was for us to do this. I had one rule: I'm not spending a cent on it, because usually what happens is you start a business, and then what happens is you pump a whole bunch of money into things that are irrelevant. that we think are important. A logo, you know, I want to get a beautiful website. And no, those things really come secondary. The first thing that makes it most important is customers, people that are willing to pay you money for what you have to offer. And when you have that, it's just not a figment of your imagination. You actually have proof. That's when you have a viable product. You're viable in the market that you want to serve. And when you can have a small segment of those people, then you can expand that a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. So that would be my suggestion. Find the smallest, if you want to read a book, Red Ocean, Blue Ocean, forgotten who the authors are right now. There's even another one where they actually talk a lot about the minimal viable product. Get that smallest thing, get that small market that you want to target, hit those people, make them give you the money, and then you'll know it works, and you can start to scale that bigger and bigger and bigger. My name is Marlon August, and I'm a marketing consultant at Story Advantage.
Thank you, Marlon. That's awesome. That definitely works. I love that. So have a plan to get the actual customers in the door before you spend anything.
And just that you guys know. So these are entrepreneurs from all around the world. So, and each of them have given their perspective, and they're all from multiple and different industries, from different backgrounds. So their answers are coming from different perspectives. So if you are listening and you've listened to each person respond into what their version of success for 2022 is what it's going to be like, and what is necessary to be successful in 2022, and you've listened to one particular person and you're like, you know what, I really like that answer. That person has given me an answer that I really want to I want to hear more. Well, their links are in the description below. So do yourself a favor. We have a coffee first, business later mentality. Reach out to the person that you have clicked with and go, hey, you know, like, can we grab a cup of coffee? Can I introduce myself? Can I get to know you more? That is always the starting point. At the end of the day, it boils down to real people being genuine, very important, being genuine and allowing people to actually meet you, and being vulnerable and actually meeting others. If it's not genuine, don't bother. Don't bother. You will it'll end very quickly. Be genuine, be vulnerable, reach out, speak to people. People don't know what you want unless you actually say so. So reach out, grab the link, speak to the person that you want to speak to. See where it goes.
Love that. Okay, let's hear from Janine. You had your heart up, and then we'll go to Tate.
I think I had my heart up with just agreeing with everybody, because everybody's giving so many awesome things. And it's just amazing to know that even though we're saying it differently, we're still saying the same thing. Is surround yourself with the right people and stay focused. It's that simple. Don't be alone. Surround yourself with great people and stay focused. It's not difficult, I promise you, especially if you have the right tribe. I'm Janine from Jelani Sales, your virtual sales office.
Thank you, Janine. And let's go to Canada. Tate.
Well, you know, this just rolls right into my bailiwick, right? It's learn how to network, which is what we're doing right here. This is the true worth of a network. But one of the things that you also need to do is learn how to give a great referral. Even if you only have 2 clients, those people are going to do more work in other areas. And so learn how to introduce them to other people, to your collaborators, to your mentors, to your other people in your network, because that is going to help them. And once you help those people in your network, plus also your clients, word of mouth is going to grow. You're going to gain that reputation. You're going to gain all of those things that you need to do to grow that strong network. And as we mentioned Renee at Craft Digital Design earlier. he's a terrific networker. He gets out there, he meets people, he talks with people. He's got collaborators that work with him out of the UK and here in Canada and out of the US. And he has built all of that stuff just because he has learned how to network and give a great referral. So it's that type of thing. You got to give a little to get a lot. My dad used to call it fishing. You put in a little piece of bait and you get a great big fish. Well, you give a little and you get a lot back, and you can learn how to feed yourself. You can learn how to grow your business, and don't forget to take people with you along the way. And that's that referral bit. And when you build your network and you build your brand through that network, you build that reputation, which is absolutely awesome. And I'll just say Ted Grove with the CIBN, which is a Connected International Business Network. So that's right in the ballpark.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Ted. Okay, guys, we don't usually let guests speak on the coffee shop show, but Peter has asked me to make an exception. So let's also hear from Jennifer, who is currently dating the tribe. Jennifer, what do you have to say about setting up for success in 2022? You just have to unmute yourself.
I think she's frozen.
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
While she's frozen, do you want to speak, Mr. Levy? Because you also had your heart up, then we can maybe have Jennifer right after.
Okay, I just want to, as Marlon was chatting about knowing where to go and building, and it's this journey, and I think for entrepreneurs to understand that it's this journey that you plot out only serves as a guideline, because you have to have some form of measure of where you are. And for me, the important thing, not just for 2022, anytime, is when you've got those small goals that you've planned out, is to constantly just stop when you've hit one of them and reassess, stop and constantly reassess where you are. Because you might have to detour, you might have to change direction, you don't know what's going. If 2020 didn't teach us that, nothing will. So there are no guarantees in love, but I think that constant reassessment, this end point doesn't have to change, but your path might change. So I think that reassessment is very important. That's what I wanted to share. And for starting off 2022, that Stephen Levy Dare to Be Coaching and Beyond. I think that's the first and last time I'll get that right.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Okay, Jennifer, are you back with us?
So sorry, I don't know why. It's too much school runs and everything, but I'm so glad I made it. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you all. I wish everyone a successful 2022. But this is what I've found to be true. I see that we have two currencies for 2022 to make it a better year. And this is one, knowledge. What do you know? What have you been working on? You know, you've walked this path. Can you be vulnerable and share it with your clients? We have to be real. We have to serve from our hearts. If you think you need to be that, be somebody, post here, do this, do that. No, you have to be you. You have to share the knowledge you have. That is going to bring you up and forward. The next one, The next one is collaboration. There's so much power when we go together. We build businesses together. There's no shortage of clients. When we meet together, we know somebody right now in the group, we have so many people here. If we build these connections and we know that our product, our services can help another person, share. Share, because somebody's messing up with somebody's clients because they're selling them fluff. And you know that this is a person who could help this and this person and that person. Share, because everything comes back to you. At the end of the day, everything comes back to you. And they tell us this thing. I think we need to unlearn a lot of things. They tell us post every day, like the Kardashians and everything. Have these posts brought you anything, any conversion? Stop it. Anything that has not been working in 2021, stop it. Stop it. Secondly, if you know, they tell us, look at the competition. What are they doing? You will look at them, you'll be on their email list, you do everything and think you're not copying. In your subconscious mind, you're going to produce the exact same things. If you're on that email list, stop it. Be your best. Focus on your customer, because the customer is the one paying your bills, not the competition. Yeah, this is what I wanted to share. If you want to know more about what I'm doing, please connect. I just love to know people. I just want us to win together. We can win together, honestly. And this is the year we can do it and show everyone that all of us have a potential to have a 7-figure business this year. If somebody is stuck, let's move forward. I want us to have this vision, and let's move together. We will make it. Thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Some beautiful inspiration from the UK. Yes.
I just want to say, I don't think Jennifer should just join the tribe instead of dating it. She has so much.
Jennifer, who votes that Jennifer should join the tribe? There we go. Jennifer.
Second that. She fits in the puzzle.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. For me, Nestin, I knew when Peter talked to me, this is a place I would love to be. I know I had 2 weeks to date this tribe, but I know I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay in this tribe. And I want to see so many stories published by me, seeing your journeys, all of you, even if it's in 2025, I'm patient enough to bring everybody out to the world. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. Well, there you go, guys. That is how we're going to conquer the world in 2022. And like Peter said, teach 2022 a lesson it will never forget.
We're going to give 2022 a hiding.
Guys, this has been a truly international coffee shop conversation show for entrepreneurs. I love all of you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us and engaging. And even if you're watching the rerun of this, don't hesitate to engage and connect in the comments. You know, add your bit. What are you doing in 2022 to set up for success? What are your tips for other entrepreneurs? Because like Jennifer said, if we go together, there is nothing in this world that can stop us.
And if you have other questions, and things that you are battling with, well, ask those questions, because this is the space where we can answer those questions, and you can get answers that are from multiple perspectives. So if you're battling with something, or you're struggling in an area, maybe there's people that we know that can help, or there are people that can answer those questions for you, and we can put you back on track. So if you have questions, ask them.
Remember to connect with all of the awesome people. Their LinkedIn links are in the description below on this YouTube video. This is also the link that you want to share. Put it out there so we can get the word out to all the entrepreneurs from around the world. Guys, you've been watching the Coffee Shop Conversation show for entrepreneurs on the Explore Protech YouTube channel. We will be back again next week, same time, same place, with another awesome topic and another hour for you to connect and learn from each other. Sending you lots of love and may all your wildest
italiani. Grazie a tutti italiani. Mi saluti i miei ragazzi italiani. Buon anno nuovo.
What Wolf said.